We are live. No one's here yet. There's Janie. How are you, Jane? I hope you can hear me. I want to be the first to say hi to you. Jane, make sure you say hi back to me. Hi, Jesse. How are you? I don't think you guys can hear me for the first couple of seconds. What's up, BB Mac? How are you, brother? RM Bestel. Bestable. How are you? That's awesome, Jesse. Awesome. Goodbye, Wednesday. How are you? What's up, San Fran? Jane, why I said hi to you first, and you always neglect me. I'm going to just disregard it. I'm just kidding. Jacob, how are you? It seems like it's that way every week in the very beginning. I don't know. That's why I tried to do it first thing. Jesse B4, how are you? Harry, how are you, my friend? Evan Hawk, hello. How do you like the new shirt? What's up, Mr. George? How are you? Simone, Poppy from Sweden. How are you, Claire Harris? Frank Morris, how are you, my friend? I ordered this shirt back in November from Sean Atwood on his channel, and I finally got it. I purposely... There's Shackleneck. How are you, brother? I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that you're here with us this week. I wanted to wear this when I got my surgery, so I ordered this shirt, and I ordered a hoodie to go along with it. And the cool thing is Sean does not normally do cryptid stuff. That's why I jumped on it when I saw it. I was like, I got to get that. I'll be watching UFC. Awesome, San Fran. Who's fighting tonight? I've been waiting all week too, Hercules. Been waiting all week. Neck, I'm glad that you're here. I really am. PP, how are you? PP, Faye, P, Feline. Fuck, I can't pronounce that. Feline. I'm just going to call you 55. There he is, Steph the Contractor. How are you, my friend? I'm so glad that you're here with us tonight. Strangely enough, 10, 15 minutes ago, someone asked if you were still with us. Not Claude Nowak. NCN, how are you? The other's Rockin' Reef. How are you, brother? Dal, how are you? More Liz, how are you tonight? Gringo, what's up, my brother? My brother from another mother from South Africa. Got 10 years. Awesome. Congratulations, Hercules. I still am on Suboxone, and I probably will be on it for the rest of my life, to be honest with you. Lots of exploring, good data, audio. I gotta get... Holy Mother and Josephs! Oh my goodness, Delirium. Thank you so much. Oh my God, let's get the party started. Been a shit week in and out of the hospital. Your uploads, definitely. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Delirium. I really hope that you can, honestly afford to do that. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much. Geez. And I'm glad that I can be an ear for her. I'm just glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Aramak! There's my brother from another mother. How are you, my friend? 3 Cat Mom, how are you? Troy, how are you? How's the weather up north? Sean McCabe. Is it a new thing that everybody has ats now? I didn't really notice ats prior to. David, how are you? Brian, what's going on, my friend? There's Sonia. How are you? I love you too, Aramic. Yeah, so anyway, Sean, as many of you know, I truly love Sean Atwood. He's just an amazing guy. I consider him a friend. And I I interviewed him not at cryptid length, but just because he is an inspiration to me as an interviewer and stuff. And he had me on his show talking about the animal attacks and stuff. So when he dropped these, I was like, I need this. And then check this out. Look at these little suckers. I found these. Oh, look. Little alien and Bigfoot army men. And I have an extra special treat tonight. With the lot lizard stories, I have something to go along with it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Sharon, how are you? Adam Condon, how are you, buddy? Christopher, how are you? Let me see who I missed. Montre, how are you? Kathy, how are you, dear? Foshi, or Fauci Ouchie, how are you? Mega, what's going on, my friend? Gosh. Also, holy cow, the channel is we are only less than 1,500 subscribers away from hitting 100,000. Less than 1,500 away. Can you believe it? I never thought possible. So I want to thank everybody for all of your support. You guys are the heart and soul of this channel. Jan, how are you? G Queen, how are you? Nicole, none your business. I know. It's truly amazing. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that YouTube did. Everybody has an @ in front of their thing and numbers for some reason. It's definitely strange. I don't know if I like it too much. Maggie Mayhem, how are you? Because I keep seeing the @ and I'm like, did I say hi to this person already? Are you going to party hard? No, you ought Aramek! Thank you, my brother. Yeah, you already know that I'm sober. So, party, maybe like hanging out with you guys. I probably will do a live stream the day I hit it. And, just do something awesome. I don't know. Rashawn, how are you, my friend? Joanne. So, what year were you born? I was born in 1976. I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 this year in September. But I got a stack of encounters for us tonight. It was a good year. Jacob. I wake up every morning looking at myself in the mirror going, dude, you're just getting older and older every day. Every day. Goodbye Wednesday, 73. My daughter was talking to me about her aunt, and she's like, I'm not going to say her name, but she's like, she finally moved on and has a girlfriend. And I looked at her and I'm like, how come she can get a boyfriend, but I can't get a girlfriend? I'm like, what the hell is that about? I'm like, she is fucking hideous. That was so mean. So mean. I hear you, Hercules. I hear you. Nothing about muffins, I hope. I got some lot lizard stories. I got some awesome lot lizard stories. I got some encounters. I got a whole different setup tonight for us. It's going to be awesome encounters, but they're going to be just a little different than normal. Who did I miss? Is Truth Quest in here? I saw someone say hi to Truth. There's Nicola, how are you, my friend? How are you tonight? Shady Loke, how are you? That would be Aramic. Aramic gave you a membership, and he's awesome. And it's good to see you popping in, Shady. A new face, a new name is always nice to see. All right, so let's start this off. I want to add before you share this what happened. I don't personally believe this to be paranormal, yet I believe in coincidences and think that's what has happened. But I am sure you will all find this experience very interesting, to say the least. And I will keep anyone interested updated with anything else that happens. This happened the other night. I haven't been able to shake it off due to the event itself and other Oh my goodness. Thank you, Super Smile. Wow. Thank you so much. Amazing. God, you guys are fucking amazing tonight. Thank you so much. I don't even deserve this. and welcome. New face, new name. Super Smile. Thank you. Awesome. All right, I'm going to restart it. I want to add before you share this that I do not personally believe in the paranormal yet. I believe in coincidences and think that is what happened. But I am sure you will find this very interesting, to say the least. And I will keep people interested, updated with anything else that happens. This happened a couple of nights ago, and I have not been able to shake it due to the event itself and other coincidental circumstances to make everything seem off. I live in a pretty quiet area in BC, and I have 4 cats, 1 tabby, 1 Siamese, and 2 black tuxedos. The Siamese gets real territorial when other animals come around the backyard. It's around 2 a.m. I'm in bed, and the motion sensor light on the patio flips on. Not unusual, could be a leaf, a raccoon, whatever. I don't bother getting up. But then I hear Lewis, my Siamese, growling, and the other cats are getting agitated as well. The light goes dark, so I get up to check. I go to the window beside the door, looking out onto the patio, and there is a cat just sitting there, staring straight at me. Not moving, not flinching. Even though the window is open with a scream, Lewis is hissing like crazy, and I am making noise. Here's where it gets strange. I manually turn the patio light on, and the whole area lights up. But the cat, it's still just a shadow, perfectly visible, shiny eyes, but the body, just darkness, like it was sucking in the light. It wasn't scared at all. It just locked eyes with me, and I swear it made my skin crawl. I had to break eye contact out of pure unease and fear. I went and grabbed my phone to take a photo and used the flashlight, but when I came back, it was gone. No garbage out there, no food. Cats don't usually sit and stare when somebody's banging on a window. They run off and keep their distance while looking over their shoulder. What's up, Walter? How are you? Tiffany Cooper, how are you? The Celtic. Bosco de Pro, how are you? Which is familiar. Good call, Aramic. Always can count on that. A good call from Aramic. I was thinking that. I was thinking something along that line. You know, it's just a real strange. I mean, we shadow people, shadow cat. I thought it was kind of weird, so I was like, all right, we got to share this. 175 Hydro, Lisa Foy, how are you? Jody Bateman, how are you, my friend? Jimenez, how are you? I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know, though. Like, if there's shadow people, couldn't there be shadow animals? I mean, it makes sense. What makes people more special? You know what I mean? Like, Papa, how are you? All right. I'm going to do a little more research into this one, but I liked it and I wanted to share it with you guys. There is a map, but unfortunately I can't Yes, I actually believe in shadow people. There is a map with it, but I can't show it to you, so I'm gonna just share it as it is. First, here's the location of Owl Howl, as it does not appear on most maps. 45.35988 north, 121.37571 west. Honestly, I don't know why I'm even sharing this. It's not like anyone is going to believe me anyway. Maybe it's just to get it out of my head. Maybe it's some kind of warning. I don't know. Last October, I went hiking alone near Mount Hood. I was trying to get away from everything, work, noise, people. I found this spot on an old Forest Service map called Owl Howl near Jordan Creek. Sounded perfect, secluded, quiet, barely even mentioned online. The first few hours were fine, peaceful. Just the sound of the creek and my boots crunching gravel. It felt good, like I could breathe again. But sometime in the afternoon, that feeling started to creep in. You know the one, like somebody is watching you. At first, I tried to shake it off. I told myself I was just being stupid. Big woods alone, of course, you're going to feel jumpy. But it kept getting worse. At around 3 p.m., I looked off the trail into the trees, and there were a pair of eyes staring at me through the brush, not blinking, just watching. This was not a deer. I know what deer look like. This was different, lower to the ground, wrong shape, no sound at all. I kept hiking, probably faster than I should have. About an hour later, I came around a bend, and there they were. A man and a woman standing in the middle of the trail. I don't know how to explain it. Everything about them just felt off immediately. Their clothes were weird, like they had just walked out of an old photograph. Faded colors, stiff fabric, almost dusty. I tried to say hello, maybe ask if they needed help, but my voice was kind of died. They didn't say anything either, just stared. And when they passed me, they both turned their heads at the same time and smiled. I can't even describe it right. It was not human. Their mouths stretched way too wide, and their teeth were wrong, sharp and dirty. And their eyes, they fucking turned black. Not like dark irises black, but bottomless pits black. I almost threw up. I almost ran, but they just kept walking like nothing had happened, disappearing into the woods behind me. I should have left right then and there. I should have found a way around them and sprinted back to my truck, never looking back, but I didn't. I kept going, dumbass. By the time I set up camp that night, my hands were shaking so bad I could barely get the tent up. It didn't matter. I wasn't sleeping anyway. As the sun went down, the woods around me got wrong. Too quiet. No birds, no bugs, nothing but the creek and the sound of my own heart pounding in my ears. Then I started to see them. First one, then two, then more. 17 or 18 of them crouched in the trees, peeking from behind rocks, half buried in tall grass, all with the same twisted smiles, all those black eyes. I sat there by the fire, clutching my pistol, feeling like I was going to pass out from terror. They didn't move. They didn't get closer. They just watched. I don't know what snapped, but I stood up and fired 2 rounds straight into the air. The sound echoed through the trees, sharp and painful. They did not flinch, and that's when I ran. I grabbed my pack and ran like my life depended on it, because honestly, I think it did. I don't remember getting back to my truck. I don't remember driving home. I just remember slamming the door behind me and sitting there in the dark for hours, shaking, gun still in hand. I have not shared this with anyone up until now. People would think I'm crazy. Hell, I think I'm crazy sometimes when I replay it in my head. But I know what I saw, and I am telling you, if you ever find yourself near Owl Howl, turn around and get out while you can. Some places are better off forgotten. I want to do a little bit of research into this because this sounds like a really interesting place. Randy, man, how are you? Bobby, how are you? SDL, how are you, my friend? He was poisoned, I believe, Hercules. We don't know. cause of death was not released to me, nor his sons. Yeah, I mean, that place, IE Native, how are you? That was you. That was that weird name, I think, right? I believe. Andy Davis, how are you? I don't know if you heard me. Stormy Light, how are you? Sonia, how are you, dear? Ba-ba-da. I miss Victor quite every day. Nick Hendricks, what's going on, my friend? Hercules, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what's funny? And the people that have been with the channel for a while will remember this. And I'm not like singling anyone out. I'm just saying because of when it happened. So when Victor came onto my channel, I had like 8,000 subscribers at the time. And I was literally ridiculed by other channels, Redditors, and everybody saying Victor was fake and this and that. And all of the things that Victor said weren't true. And, you know, werewolves were this and that. And, you know, but now it's so weird that everything Victor said, other channels and other people talk about it like it was, you know, talked about forever. It is so weird. So weird, right? Like people are like, werewolves don't have, they have tails and they change. And like now people are like, werewolves don't have tails and they have human-like legs. And I know because it's fucking weird, man. People are weird. I will have to send I will send Liz an email later on today to make sure she's okay. I know health-wise she's not doing great health-wise, but I'll check on her for you. Oh, for me too, because she's a dear friend of mine as well. Yeah, Jody, I know you remember it. You and Terry. It was so weird. It was just weird because people were like, Jeff's a fuck. And then I got those weird emails. And if anybody ever wants to see them, they are in my community post. You'd have to scroll way down. And it's literally, if it was CIA.gov or .com, I'd be like, yeah, these are horseshit. But these are CIA.gov, ucia.gov. And when you type that in, you are automatically brought to the CIA website. And I was threatened. Like I posted those threatening emails on my thing. I don't have time to change your mind, Fauci, Ouchie. That's a whole different ballgame. That's your belief, and you can keep it. I was followed by that van. I still have that van photo. Belle remembers it too. When I'm out for the day, like when I go and do something, Isabel will call me to make sure that I'm still alive. She's like, you still alive, Daddy? Are you with us? Did people take you and touch your booter? I know, Aramic. I know. I hear you. So, SDL, I got them. I responded to you saying thank you and that I got them. Jordy Pohl, how are you? You didn't get my email back? I hope you did, because I got them. I was looking at them 2 days ago when I was downstairs, and I got to go through all my emails. I got 100 different emails that I got to go through. I'm so far behind. Makes you wonder, how are you? Jeff, is there a direct Is there a direct email? I can email you. Thank you. Jan, hang on 1 second. I'll put it in. What's up, Amanda? How are you, dear? Ryu, what's going on? Can someone beat me at the email typing? Mods? No mods? gmail.com. All right. There you go. What's up, Phil? How are you? Philip Miller. A lot lizard winked at me. Thank you, Shackleneck. I know, Janie. It's all right. What's going on, Jim Baker? How are you? Long time no see. Mojo, how are you? Samara. I don't like the new update. I don't like it. Just scamming old people. Oh, shit. My grandpa's addicted to Viagra. I am too. No, I'm not. It's been so long. I haven't had a girlfriend in 9 years. Hey, Jeff, I've been subscribed for a long time. I love the channel. Jay, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're with us. I'm so glad that you're with us. They took away my squiggles. Oh, shit. No, Mr. Squiggles. Fuck. Mr. BT Bush. God damn it. Now I can't call you Mr. Squiggly Lines. What's up, Ginger? I know. I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not. All right. I need help figuring out what it was that I saw in the woods. Nearly 20 years ago, my best friend and I were walking during the day on an overgrown path in the woods that connects. Oh, this one, I shared this with my daughter and her boyfriend. This is in my town. This is not my town, in the county that I live in. And I've got to find out where this is because I want to go here. 20 years ago, my best friend and I were walking during the day on an overgrown path in the woods that connects a new cemetery to an old cemetery in our town. About 1.5 meters off the path, we saw this tall, maybe 6-foot humanoid figure that was light beige with 0 distinctive figures. No face, no hair, no body definition. It was moving towards us onto the path. Neither of us said a thing. In a split second, we looked at each other and bolted back in the direction that we had come from, back to the car. Talking to her recently, she says she mainly remembers it having a large torso with no nipples and loose skin folds. It happened in a small town in Saratoga County in upstate New York. I have lived here my whole life. It is relatively uneventful and pretty safe. We have some wild animals, and I am fairly familiar with them. We have also a pretty rich Revolutionary War and Native American history nearby. We have no idea what it was that we saw. I'm hoping someone can share. Crawler. What time is it? One more encounter, and then we'll hit the loot lizards. Yeah, definitely a crawler. What's up, Southern Charmer? How are you? What do gingers miss most about a great party? The invitation. Jesus. Arabic. Ginger Beard gets invited. Don't listen to him, Ginger Beard. Don't you listen to him. What's up, Jeremiah Israel? How are you tonight? I don't know if it went back. Nope. Do something. What's up? I am. Thank you. Thank you. Both to you and Jeremiah. Thank you guys. Thank you. Cheers. It's almost getting long enough. It's almost getting long enough. I actually bought a new, I like bandanas. I have a bandana collection. And me and Isabel went up to Bolton Landing yesterday. It's like the northernest part of Lake George. She wanted these things called sunny angels. They're very strange. But there's some Japanese like collectors for kids or some shit like that, and they have them at this one store in Lake George. So we drove up there, and I saw this really sick bandana. So I can't wait until my hair is long so I can wear it. John Rodriguez, how are you tonight? What? I'm not even reading that, Aramik. I am not even reading that. I do wear a baseball cap, Jacob. I do. Quite a bit, but so, yeah, sunny angels are weird. They're definitely cute, but they have little wieners on them. I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, why is there wieners and balls on this thing, Isabel? And she's like, they're so cute, Daddy. Oh, it's so cute. And I'm like, meh. So basically, yesterday, I was in the passenger seat of a car, and while we were stopped at a light, I turned my head to see this scary-ass man in the car next to me. He looked like a person, but also did not. He had a nose that was very high up on his face, like almost between his eyes, but the nose also was very long, almost 6 to 8 inches off of his face that came to a point. And his face was very flat and round, and I swear he had no mouth. He was just pale and smooth and shiny. I stared at him for like 6 or 7 seconds. He did not move at all. I at first thought it was a scary mask, but quickly realized it looked so realistic. I don't think it could have been. I also felt this terrible sense of dread when I saw him. I felt like I was seeing something sinister, and when I think about it, I still get chills. And my body had a physical reaction to seeing him. I felt the blood drain from my face. I instantly got hot and sweaty, and my ears started to ring badly. As soon as we drove away, I felt instantly better. I don't know, I might be going insane, but either I saw a weird, demon, or I am hallucinating, but it felt so real to me. I screamed, "What the fuck?" and got shaky. I was stumbling over my words. This happened in Northern Virginia in kind of a woodsy road. Is it time for a lot lizard story? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Lot lizard. Larry Lindman. Holy mother and Josephs. Thank you, Mr. Lindman. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Appreciate that. I'm just going to sit here and absorb all of this kindness that you guys are giving me tonight. Like, holy cow. Thank you. I can't even thank you guys enough. Delirium, Lindman, freaking, my God. It's Super Smile, Aramic. Like, thank you so much, guys. You guys are so great. All right. Okay, here we go. Lot lizard story. I hope you guys are all ready for it. I'm just going to wait for 3 yeses. If you get me yeses, I'm going to start it. Wow, this thing is cruising tonight. Holy moly. All right, here we go. The Whiskey Creek pit stop, nestled like a forgotten tooth in the gums of rural West Virginia, was a haven of stale coffee, diesel fumes, and dread. But for Lizzo, the undisputed queen of the lot lizards, and Earl, the burly, tender-hearted trucker, who was her world, it was home. Lizzo, with her shimmering tracksuits and a heart as big as her perfectly sculpted hair, knew every pothole in the lot and every cracked smile behind the counter of the Rusty Spoke Diner. Their love story, whispered in hushed tones between CB crackles, was as unlikely as a clean shower in a truck stop. Earl, a man of few words but profound grunts, adored Lizzo's fierce independence and her uncanny ability to find a deal on anything from a hubcap to a hot meal. Lizzo, in turn, found sanctuary in Earl's quiet strength and the way he calloused hands fell in hers. One Tuesday, just as the last streaks of greasy sunset painted the sky, a new attraction arrived. A flatbed truck, struggling under the tarp, groaned into the lot. The trucker, a pale, twitchy man, practically threw a crumpled invoice at Earl before peeling out like a bat out of hell. Earl pulled the tarp back, expecting some oversized machinery, but what he found was 15 feet tall, bright yellow, undeniably rubber chicken. And there it stood, motionless, an absurd monument to novelty. Well, ain't that something, Earl rumbled, scratching his beard. Guess it's for Whiskey Creek's Wacky Wonders or something. Lizzo emerged from the diner, a freshly refilled coffee mug in hand, her eyes immediately drawn to the fowl. Earl, honey, that thing's uglier than mud fence, she declared, a playful smirk on her face. Looks like it's seen things none of us should. She was closer than she should have been when the first signs appeared. A low, guttural vibrated through the air, rattling the windows of the diner. The chicken's beady eyes, previously painted on, now pulsed with angry, sulfurous red. It began to sway slowly at first, then with an unsettling, unnatural rhythm. Earl, Lizzo whispered, her voice losing its playful edge. I don't think that chicken's just for show. Before Earl could respond, this 15-foot rubber monstrosity moved with a terrifying rubbery creak. It lurched forward, its giant feet like flippers squelched on the asphalt, its neck impossibly long, snapped toward the diner, and its red eyes fixing on the terrified patrons inside. It let out an unholy. It escaped its beak, a sound that bypassed the ears and went straight for primal fear center of the brain. Chaos erupted and truckers scrambled. Engines roared to life, but the chicken was too fast. It lashed out with a wing, sending a parked semi spinning like a toy. It wasn't just a prop. It was alive, malevolent, and clearly very, very angry. Earl, get your rig, Lizzo yelled, shoving him towards the prime mover. Move it! But Earl, ever the protector, wouldn't leave her. Lizzo, you crazy. It's coming for us. That demonic poultry pivoted, its glowing eyes locked onto them. It let out a shriek that sounded like 1,000 broken dog toys being tortured simultaneously. And charged. Lizzo, quick thinking and resourceful, grabbed a discarded tire iron from the ground. You want a piece of me, you overgrown bath toy, she yelled, her voice surprisingly steady, even as her heart hammered. Come and get it. The chicken bore down on them. Its immense shadow eclipsed the parking lot lights. Lizzo ducked under the flailing leg and could have crushed a small car. The wind of this passage ruffled her hair. Earl, seeing her in danger, roared, seizing a nearby pallet and tried to ram it into the chicken's rubbery front flank. It merely bounced off. The chicken barely registered the impact. It's rubber, Earl, it won't break, Lizzo screamed. A desperate thought formed in her mind. but it's demonic. It's got to have a weakness. She scrambled under the truck next to them. Earl followed, the chicken stomping dangerously close. The ground vibrated with each heavy thud. Lizzo's eyes darted around, searching. Her gaze landed on the truck wash bay. A high-pressure hose coiled nearby. "Earl, distract it," she ordered, scrambling out from under the truck and bolting towards the wash bay. "Keep it busy." Earl, bewildered but trusting, grabbed the stray road cone and began taunting this colossal rubber bird, weaving between trucks, drawing its eyrie. The chicken, surprisingly agile for its size, lumbered after him. It's deafening. Lizzo burst into the wash bay, grabbing a high-pressured hose, her mind racing. It was rubber, but it was also demonic. And what do demons hate? Purity, light. No, something more absurd. What hated being cleaned. She cranked that nozzle setting to high pressure and found a barrel of industrial-strength degreaser used on truck engines. With a grunt, she hauled it over, connecting the hose directly to the barrel's output valve, bypassing the water. This was all for nothing shot. "Hey, rubber ass!" she screeched, emerging from the bay, pointing the nozzle at this monstrous fowl. "Time for a bath, you filthy demon." The chicken turned, its red eyes burning with outrage. Lizzo unleashed the spray, a jet of thick, vicious degreaser mixed with an unholy gunk of her own making. A little bit of perfume and a lot of glitter and some emergency hairspray slammed into the chicken's chest. The effect was instantaneously and horrifyingly hilarious. The demonic rubber duck or rubber chicken, designed to withstand physical blows, was not prepared for Lizzo's special blend. It began to pucker. The bright yellow started to dull, parts of it bubbling and shrinking. The chicken let out a high-pitched, almost human-sounding shriek of agony, a sound utterly unlike the earlier guttural roars. "It hates it," Earl yelled, dodging a panicked stomp. "Keep going, Lizzo!" Lizzo pressed on, coating the creature. The rubber began visibly warping, shrinking, and contorting into an agonizingly slow process. The demonic energy within it started to writhe, trying to escape its dissolving prison. As the degreaser ate away at the rubber, the chicken started to deflate, slowly, grotesquely. Its head drooped, its limbs sagged, the red glow in its eyes flickered to a dying ember. Finally, with a sound like a giant balloon losing its last breath, a long drawn-out psst, the 15-foot demonic rubber chicken collapsed into a pathetic, defiled pile of puckered, stinking rubber and evil. A profound silence fell over the Whiskey Creek pit stop, broken only by a distant hum of Earl's idling truck and Lizzo's heavy breathing. She dropped the hose, covered in degreaser and a triumphant smirk. Earl, he rushed over to her, pulling her into a tight embrace. "Lizzo, you saved us all again. You saved the whole damn truck stop." She leaned into his chest, inhaling that familiar scent of diesel and Earl. "Just another day at the office, honey. A lot lizards got to do what a lot lizards got to do." She looked at the pathetic pile of rubber. "I just hope my degreaser's covered for demonic poultry remover." From that day on, the legend of Lizzo the Lot Lizard grew at the Whiskey Creek pit stop. Drivers whispered tales of her bravery, her quick wit, and her astounding ability to deflate a 15-foot demonic rubber chicken with a high-pressured hose and some degreaser. And Earl, he knew he was the luckiest trucker on the road because he had Lizzo, his magnificent, funny, and terrifyingly effective guardian angel right by his side. Sometimes love just needed a little industrial strength cleaner. And that was our treat. That was the treat. I literally, so like I said, I went up to Bolton Landing with Isabel yesterday so she could get her little sunny angels. And I saw this at the store. I saw the rubber chicken, and instantly I thought, it popped into my head. I'm like, Lizzo is fighting a gigantic demonic rubber chicken tomorrow. And I had to buy Gus. His name's Gus, and I heard they taste like frog legs. Like frog legs, Shackleneck. What's up, Key West Cat Lady? How are you? I was choking my chicken. Elgin Drove. I hope I said your name right. Elgin Drove. Johnny Ohm. A single strand of spaghetti called a spaghetti. Oh my God. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do, PG. Carlos, how are you? Carlos Brockman. Yeah, that is the new co-host. He's just going to hang out in the background, though. I might call him Bobby. I don't know. We'll come up with a name for him. I like Bobby. You like that, Randy, man? I literally was in the fucking shop, and I was like, we got to do it. We got to do it. We've got to do it because the $20 is a $20. No, Bobby. His name's not Charlie. It's Bobby. Bobby the chicken. Bobby the chicken choker. There we go. You're welcome, DB Mac. I know you have, Shackleneck. Let's see. All right, this is one I saved because I like the aquatic ones. My grandmother has been retelling this same experience for over 50 years about her brief encounter with a mer creature. Henderson, North Carolina, Kerr Lake, specifically in an area known as Nutbush Bridge that is now overgrown and flooded. Story goes like this. She goes fishing for the day with her husband at the time at the above-mentioned place. After a bit, hubby goes off to find his own better spot. Not long after, a woman pops out of the water and waves to my grandmother and enthusiastically says hi. She is described as being a beautiful Caucasian woman with long golden brown hair. Understandably taken aback by its randomness, my grandma does wave back, and the lady proceeds to dive back down into the water. But when her bottom half briefly comes up, that's when my grandmother sees her fish tail, scales and all. The lady's literally half fish. In that moment, she drops her fishing pole and starts to scream at the top of her lungs. Her husband comes rushing over and asks what's wrong. But, surprise, he doesn't believe her, as well as most people when she tells the experience. I kind of feel bad for her in that way because she is very passionate when she relives the encounter. But she never gives up on telling it. She's not even into stuff like this, you know? Cryptids, the whole nine. But believe it or not, there have been quite a few mer creature sightings in North Carolina, which shocked me. The most infamous being a Mermaid Point, also Ramsey's Tavern on Cape Fear River sightings. Thank you. Have I found a purpose for the drones? Yes, I have. I'm gonna this week I'm going to practice on flying it, and I want to go to where I found those 3 stacked rocks and fly it up there and see what is around that area. What's going on? 5 rings. How are you, brother? We are missing 59. I bet you he'll pop in sometimes. Chickens tend to do that, Hercules. Chickens are little vicious. They're nasty little creatures. What's up, Pam? How are you? I love sea monkeys. I love sea monkeys. Robert Sharp, too. Yeah, you're right. Bow, 5 rings. Yeah, so Aramic, when I do fly that, I'm gonna take a video of it and thank you. Hopefully I can fly. I want to make sure that I do a good job though, because I don't want to lose one. I really want to keep them all like good, you know what I mean? No, like, so I have them for more adventures. Good night, Amanda. I hope you feel well. I hope you feel better. I should get a rooster. Love you, Amanda. Feel better. I remember my my ex-wife's brother had bought a drone. He was one of those guys that like he had more money than God, and he had to like spend it so he could show you how much money he had. He was one of those guys, and it used to irritate the shit out of me. He bought this like $1,000 drone one time, and he flew it into the air, and he's flying it around, right? And a gust of wind comes out of nowhere and catches it, and the fucking thing like it got caught in some tree. We could not find it. We could never find the damn thing, but it was just priceless, you know? Priceless. I was reaching for my bottle of water, but I took this instead. That's where I'm bringing it. That's where I'm bringing the drone. Key West Cat Lady. Where there's 3 rocks that are stacked in the middle of the woods. And I would call him McNuggets. Ooh, McNuggets. I like, yeah, Tyson. Oh, yeah. I mean, Bosco, he deserved it. He really did. He literally was just like, I mean, I took him. My friend owned his dad owned, it was an RC shop, but it was a hobby shop. And I collect comics. I used to be really big into comics, like horror comics, not Marvel or DC, Image comics, they were called, Ice Cream Man, and just like weird ones that were horror oriented. So I brought him down there one night, and he's looking at drones, and I'm like, oh, you should get this one. It was only like, 30-40 bucks. And he's like, no, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big. And he just fucking takes the best one. And I'm like, dude, why? You don't even know how to fly it. I'm like, why waste that much money on something that, and an hour later, we're walking around searching for this damn thing. 10 years ago, at around 5 or 6 in the morning, I was outside smoking a cigarette. I had taken acid the previous night, but was already done with my trip and was coming down. As I'm smoking, my eyes became fixed on the 7 foot tall, maybe more, shaped human being shaped. God damn it. So, 10 years ago, at around 5 or 6 in the morning, I was outside smoking a cigarette. I had taken acid the previous night, but was already done with my trip and simply coming down. As I'm smoking, my eyes become fixed on this tall, 7 foot, maybe more, human shaped being that looked completely transparent. Think the cloak from Predator. And I just felt it staring back at me. I figured I must have been hallucinating, so I just treated it as such. And I kept staring back at it. Years later, I find reports of others seeing translucent, transparent beings, which made me question whether or not what I saw was simply due to the acid or something else. Keep in mind, Fort Hood is a creepy place. Lots of weird stuff happens around here. I don't know. I'm very surprised and happy to see. Hopefully, one day I will be able to figure out what this thing was, a metaphysical or paranormal. Thank you. Eremic, and I do appreciate that whole box, man. I was the other night I was playing with a couple of the cameras, but I did activate the Garmin, and I honestly love that Garmin. I have the app hooked up to my phone, and I paid the I think it's like $45 a month for the feature to text the GPS, so I don't need my phone. So if I'm out in the woods and my phone doesn't get service, I still have service on that. So thank you, Aramek. I cannot thank you enough for how much I appreciate that. Yeah, I've shared a couple experiences on Fort Hood. Dogman experience, actually. I had a guy on here that shared it in his own words. Oh my God, you guys are talking about South Park? That is perfect, because the Lot Lizard story, one of the Lot Lizard stories tonight, has a South Park theme to it. Tigger has been stuck up quite a bit. Actually, it's raining out, so he's scared because he does not like the rain at all. I can't wait for the next Lot Lizard story. It's going to be awesome. All right, this one comes to us from deep south near the Everglades in Florida. The kitties are awesome, Janie. Thank you. Much love, Juan. Much love. Thank you for joining us. Ben Seller. Thank you. Tigger is a very scared cat. Tigger hates rain. He was born on a rainstorm, like a huge thunder and lightning storm, and he hates rain, I think, because of it. I don't really know. But Aramek, once again, thank you so much. That Garmin thing it's literally I have it attached to my hiking bag right now. So if I ever, like, it's always with me, you know what I mean? So thank you. I can't thank you enough. It might save my life someday. So, all right. Florida region, deep south near the Everglades. I don't really know how to explain this, but this has been happening to me for about a year or so now. I never really thought anything of it and thought my boyfriend was just messing with me every time he brought it up, because I never saw it, only he did. But yesterday, one of my friends saw it, so now I'm kind of curious as to what it is. It's this lanky, white, human-like creature with no face, kind of similar to Slenderman, I guess. Every time they see it, it's accompanied by the smell of rotting flesh like a dead animal in mildew. Sometimes it will bang on near objects, such as a garage door left cracked for ventilation or my bedroom window, and sometimes you can hear it breathing heavily. It usually appears late at night at around 12 to 5 a.m. My boyfriend says he has seen it staring through the window of our room, through the blinds, and he saw like white to red eyes. It also left scratch marks on the inside of the windowsill. I've never been able to see it, which weirds me out so bad. But now 2 people are telling me the same thing with the same reaction, and it's freaking me out. Dogman encounter. This happened in Minnesota during the summer a few years ago. This is my first and only possible cryptid encounter. I actually heard something otherworldly, large, and guttural bark at me one time in the middle of the night while walking my dog in a local cemetery near some woods and river bottoms. Another crazy and probably hard for some people to believe fact is, this cemetery was built by Freemasons in the 1920s atop historic sacred Dakota Sioux burial grounds. Best way I can describe it is if a 500-pound Roddy mixed with a freight train horn barked almost directly into your ear. That's another odd part. At the same time, it sounded somehow 80 yards away in the nearby woods. It also sounded like it was standing right over my shoulder. It was sort of a surreal, possible paranormal experience. Not kidding. I was in shock momentarily and looked to see if my dog could see it or hear it, to see if I was hallucinating. And sure enough, she was on full alert, staring in the same direction I had seen everything. Every hair on my body was standing up on end, and the adrenaline surged through my veins like electricity. I have never, ever felt primal fear like that before or since. I am a big and passionate outdoorsman and have been in some scary predicaments throughout my adventures in the woods and on water/ice, but this takes the cake for me. Needless to say, we hightailed it out of there while I was looking over my shoulder the whole time. Thank you. Tyler 420, what's going on, buddy? Johnny Brown, how are you? Oh, right here. I'll put my email in there. I'll put my email in. Hang on one second. gmail.com. There you go, Johnny Brown. Simone beat me. And I'm right under Simone, right between Sonia. Hercules. For me, if the way I look at that with sobriety, it's weird that you mentioned that now, because today I got an email from someone else like thanking me for my honesty about being sober. And I myself can't smoke weed. I know I can't, because I know that if I ever were to smoke weed, probably the next day or two, I would be wanting a real fix. You know what I mean? 20-something years of heavy opiate abuse from the time I was 17 till 39. I just couldn't do it. I sometimes wish that I could to calm down, but I know I can't. Rose Hole, thank you so much. Thank you. Did you get my reply to your email today? Yeah, exactly, Brent Oliver. Thank you. Yes, it would let my guard down. I still am on Suboxone. And I guarantee, to me, it's a wonder drug. Um, Three Cat Mom, I'm so sorry for that. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. To me, it's a wonder drug. I can function. I remember so I prior to me getting introduced to opiates, I smoked weed, I drank, and I did acid. I did mescaline once before. And then I had my Dogman encounter. And then a couple of months later, I was playing Scrabble with my uncle, and I ran out of weed, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any more weed. That sucks, and I got to get some tomorrow. And he said, I got something just as good. And he went into his bedroom and came out with a yellow Norco 10325 and gave it to me. And I took it. And I remember the first like 30 minutes when it kicked in, it was like something in my body awoke, like I was missing. And we have THC receptors and opiate receptors naturally in our body. And I don't think mine fire correctly. And that's why, because I always felt like I was looking for something. And then when I found pills and then a year later dope, I was off to the races. And then I wasn't getting high anymore. I was just using to not feel sick anymore, So Suboxone will be it for me. Three Cat, I am so sorry for your loss. It's a hard thing. It takes so many people's families. It is terrible. Is Rockin' Steady here? Is that Rockin' Steady I see? How are you, Rockin' Steady? Steady Rockin'. Yeah, I've done research on Kratom, but to me, it's not for me. It's definitely not for me. Exactly, Rockin' Reef. Exactly. I was not. Mr. Haunted is not here. I got to get in touch with him. Shit. I was supposed to call him. Where he put one of my experiences in in his new book, and fuck, I got to call him tomorrow. Yeah, I did research on Kratom, but it's not for me. I smoke my Juul, I drink lots of caffeine, and I take my 3 Suboxone a day, and I'm good to go. With that, I can't do anything more. I don't know. I think I missed something on Tiffany. People are saying sorry. I'm sorry, Tiffany. I don't know what, but I do feel bad. Good insight on well, thank you, Life. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry. I am sorry for your loss as well. Addiction is terrible. Addiction is. I remember my dad. My dad is an alcoholic. Great guy. I fucking love the guy. He's an amazing dad, an amazing provider. Just a severe alcoholic. Drinks literally 18 beers a night. And still to this day, even after being in the hospital and almost dying on palliative care, the fucking prick. But when I was in rehab once, when I was like 21 or 22, he said he was embarrassed to have a scumbag son like me because I did heroin. And I was like, dude, I'm like, you're an alcoholic. I'm like, heroin's just another drug, bud. And I'm like, then he's long since apologized. So Addiction is terrible. Addiction is so terrible. Lurky, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. No, Freemasons are not terrible, Aramek. I come from a whole lineage of Freemasons. Like, this is my grandfather's. My dad, me. We are not terrible people, Aramek. And I love you. Love you, Aramek. So in 2021, thank you, Andy Davis. Fucking dank. So in all eyes on me. Thank you so much. When's the last time you went camping? To be honest, for a while, I go hiking almost every other weekend in the Adirondacks. I don't go camping too much because my daughter's still young. She's good. She actually went on her first adventure this past weekend, so I guess it's time that I start doing shit. God, my last time camping was a couple years ago, to be honest with you. But I think the last time I went to where Tom Mezek disappeared the 411 in the Adirondacks by myself was 2 weeks ago and spent 3 hours there. So I guess that compares, right? Vertebreaker, what's going on, brother? I don't talk about muffins, Aramek. Holy cow, Gringo, thank you so much. Gringo with the Czar, the South African dollar. I think that's South African, right? I love you, Gringo. And I waited for your email, dude. I waited for your email. We've got to get together and do that. We have got to get together. Is muffin tops okay to talk about, though, Aramek? I like muffin tops. So in 2021, in early March, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, someone I'm close to saw this while on a run. Less than 3 feet tall, tan-colored skin / fur, no noticeable articles of clothing. Proportions and musculature seem similar to a fit average male, but the size of a toddler. No noticeable hair on its head. It ran very fast and seemed to vanish or run away and hide very quickly. She described first seeing it and believing it was a toddler or baby because of its incredibly small stature. She is only 5 feet tall, and because it had no clothes or shoes, she noticed. She said that it ran out from between 2 small houses in a wooded area behind them. This area is a bit swampy, and there is a small stream / creek with 2 ponds. She was on a run, running in the direction, and there is a pizza delivery car passing her toward the little person, and the little thing ran into the street. She said she panicked and sprinted towards it, terrified a child was going to get hit by a car, but the car was slowing down because the road turns. She said that the thing got across the street safely. She was only about 50 to 75 feet from it when it ran behind the fence in the property of the corner lot. She had to slow down and take a corner, and she said she felt panicked because she couldn't find this little thing again. The little thing was gone, and she said she ran around for a minute or two looking for this little kid hiding. And as she was looking, she started to think about what she had seen for a very brief moment. Wait, it was too fast. It did not move like a toddler. It did not have childlike proportions. She could not see or make out any distinct facial features. She did not see genitalia, even though it seemed to be nude. There we go. She scared me, and that's why I ran from her. You know it, AG. You know it. That was the upstate shape, baby. Not a chupacabra. I don't think chupacabra, because it was not, she didn't describe it as being reptilian. And something, thank you, Craigers. How are you tonight? When I just realized this, so we've talked about this on the channel, how I know. Dude, I fucking put powder on right before the live stream. I changed into my shirt. I put powder on the nuts and I washed my face. And now they're sweaty. They're always fucking sweaty. Because I've got big balls, you've got big balls, but we've got the biggest balls of them all. My balls are always bouncing. My balls are always full. No, this is actually Sean Atwood. This is his shirt from the Sean Atwood experience. Just a Stacy Lockett, how are you? It's Bigfoot holding a alien hand. As long as they are not blue. It has been so long, I wouldn't even know what to do. Definitely not the menthol gold bond. I like shower to shower. Shower to shower is just perfect for the nuts. And it smells good too. Not that I smell my own nuts. I honestly could not stand when we were in Florida. Could not stand it. So back to what I was saying. I just noticed something. So in New York, or not New York, in the United States, in the northern part of the United States, we have chupacabra, which resembles a canine. And Forrest Gallant had talked about what it possibly could be. And I shared it with you guys before. And then there is that reptilian one that is usually spotted in Central South America, the Texas area, Arizona, really low southern part of America or the United States. And they are not chupacabra. They are El Chupacabra. There's the difference. So there's the chupacabra and the El Chupacabra, which is interesting. I didn't really. Are skunk apes real? Skunk apes are Bigfoot. Yes. Fauci ouchie. Skunk apes are, it's just a southern term for Bigfoot. Because, I mean, they call it skunk ape because it smelled like a skunk and looked like an ape. I am partial to Alec Baldwin balls. TMI, Rose. TMI. TMI. Yeah, they're definitely not different. They are a Bigfoot. I mean, in the 30 years I've been researching, it's, to me, anything I've ever learned, Bigfoot. Exactly, Bosco. What's up, Tyler? I said hi to you earlier, Tyler. You must not have heard me. Skunk ape versus Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot versus Bigfoot. Bosco lives in Florida and just said it to you. Naughty, naughty, Rose. Naughty, naughty. I literally, when I read Tiffany Cooper's thing, I thought it said naughty by nature. Rose is down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. You must not have, Tyler. God damn it. Get that spliff out of your mouth. I've seen SNL. I probably have not. When I'm done, did any of those items I sent you help? After I'm done, Rose, I'm gonna look it up. Aramic, you didn't hear me talking about the Garmin and stuff? No? Yes? Did you hear me, Aramic, or no? I like all of it. The Garmin, I did. I love it all. Kodiak bears have attacked Bigfoot. There's experience of Kodiak attacking Bigfoot. What the native tribe in Alaska, there was 3 women going somewhere on a. Uh, are you not hearing me, Aramic? Email me tomorrow, Aramic. Email me. I want to talk to you. Yes, I love all of the stuff. The Garmin I set up to my phone, and I paid for the subscription for it so I can use it. I thanked you. I said it was going to save my life someday. Thunder. Tigger's definitely going to be hiding out. A few years back, maybe around 2018 in northern Canada, I used to like to explore abandoned buildings with some of my friends. We never did anything malicious or took anything. We just liked to look around and take pictures. We had done this dozens of times, and even though it was often at night, we were rarely spooked by anything. Fast forward to us deciding to explore an old abandoned military residence. There we go. It was mostly just apartment rooms, but there was also a recreational area in an indoor basketball court. While we were looking around this court, we decided to look into the changing room/bathrooms. You never know what you may find. Cool photo op, right? Anyway, we went into the woman's first, and there was nothing out of the ordinary aside for one of the mirrors being broken. After this, we decided we might as well check out the men's room as well. As we began to approach the door of the men's room, it was at this moment when I got a gut feeling that was telling me something was wrong. I hadn't felt even the slightest bit of concern up until this point, and now it was extremely on edge. I really didn't want to seem scared and spook the others, so I decided to ignore it for now. When I opened the door, I was immediately hit with a foul smell, as you sometimes come across in these places. But something I wasn't expecting was the extreme humidity in the room, almost as if someone had just taken a shower. There were no showers in the woman's room, and not even any running water from what I could tell. As we got to the center of the room, it was at this moment the feeling that something was wrong started to come back, but overwhelming. So I turned to my friends and said in a slight voice crack, "Did you just want to go?" I could tell at this moment they were feeling the same I was feeling. At that exact moment, I finished saying that an extremely large figure burst out from one of the stalls and ran towards us. I'm fairly tall, standing 6'4", but this was much taller than I was. The figure was basically covered in head to toe black garbage bags to the point where I am not even sure how we were able to see him, let alone it was able to run. It didn't seem to run as you'd expect a person to run on 2 legs would look. It just kind of moved sporadically. We began sprinting out of the room, trying not to slip on the floor due to the water from all the humidity. Thankfully, once outside of that room, it was a straight shot across the basketball court to the other side where the exit door was. The entire time we were running, I could hear this figure giving chase right behind us, with all of those bags on its body was making so much noise. Once outside, we immediately ran to our car and floored it out of there. Not many words were spoken on that drive home. as I think we were having trouble coming to terms with what exactly it was that we had just experienced. As crazy as this may sound, I was so bothered by what happened that I wanted to return to the building in hopes of maybe getting closure. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, there was now always one or two civilian cars parked near the building, with security inside threatening us with arrest if we got any closer. We visited a few more times to see if we could find a time without security, but they remained there until the building was ultimately demolished 2 months later. I don't know. Something. Lurky, I think Bigfoot does use deodorant, and they use soap to wash their balls. I think they use Dr. Squatch. Definitely Dr. Squatch. I can't seem to keep up with this texting business. Oh, Rose, it's going fast tonight for some reason. Something interdimensional? Yes, Rock and Reef. Bigfoot grabbed the bear's mouth and pulled his jaws apart and killed him. Joseph Cannon, how are you? Maybe a feral person. Joe, yes. Yes, good call. Is it time for a lot lizard story tonight, guys? Lot lizard time? Chat's on the whole time. Whole time of the live stream. All right, here we go. This is the one that I used. I thought about the devil in Saddam Hussein from South Park. The fluorescent, hang on a second. Ugh. There we go. I had to physically shake. Sorry. The fluorescent hum of the big rig stop and go restroom was usually the most hellish thing Lizzo had to endure. But today, even that mundane misery was about to be outmatched. Lizzo, a woman whose foundation-caked face and glitter-dusted tracksuit had seen more interstate miles than a Greyhound bus, was just trying to get a moment's peace. She slipped into the stall, wrestling with a faulty clasp of her purse to grab a crumbled-up 10 for the dispenser, when the faint smell of sulfur began to waft from the shitter. "Oh, for the love of all that's holy and a working toilet," she muttered, assuming another trucker had the case of a real bad chili dog. But then the water in the bowl, usually a murky brown, began to glow an ominous, pulsating red. A low rumble vibrated through the porcelain, shaking the stall walls. Lizzo blinked, adjusting her cheap falsies. "Is this going to be some kind of new fandangled bandit feature? Because last I checked, this ain't Vegas." Before she could pull her pants up, the red glow intensified, blinding her. The rumble became a roar, and the floor beneath her feet vanished. She felt a sickening lurch, like her entire being was being sucked through a cosmic drainpipe. Her last thought before the darkness swallowed her was, "Damn, I knew I should have held it." She landed with surprisingly soft thud on what felt like plush velvet carpet. Opening her eyes, Lizzo found herself in a room bathed in an unsettling crimson light. It was beautiful yet unsettling. Walls a polished obsidian, flickering torches of green fire, and a distinct aroma of brimstone mixed with something vaguely like cheap cologne. Perched on a massive horned throne carved from what looked like a solidified sphere was a figure of classic infernal majesty. He was impossibly tall, his skin the color of dried blood, sharp features, his eyes that glowed like ember. His dark suit, impeccably tailored, whispered of power. This was clearly the devil. Lizzo swallowed hard. This was definitely not the big rig stop and go. Another one, darling, a nasally voice chirped from beside the throne. Lizzo's eyes darted to the source. There, kneeling at the devil's feet, was a short, stocky man with a surprisingly tidy mustache. He was clad head to toe in black leather, complete with chains, buckles, and a muzzle that barely disguised his grin. Saddam Hussein, fully present, and in a bondage outfit that left absolutely nothing to the imagination regarding his enthusiasm. Oh, for Lucifer's sake, Saddam, can't you not? The devil pinched the bridge of his nose. His fiery eyes rolled with an almost human weariness. Can't a guy just enjoy his eternal damnation in peace? You're getting drool on my custom-made Pradas. Saddam, ignoring the devil, wriggled his eyebrows at Lizzo. Well, hello there, stranger. From the looks of you, you're not one of those whiny souls. Got some spunk, huh? Name's Saddam. And the big lug is my master. He's awfully good at negotiations. He punctuated this with a suggestive wiggle of his hips, making the chains jiggle. Lizzo stared, trying to process the unholy taboo before her. The devil, a literal being of pure evil, seemed less interested in her damnation and more interested in his boyfriend's annoying antics. So this is hell? Lizzo finally managed, her voice a little squeaky. And you're the devil, and that's Saddam Hussein in that. The one and only, the devil sighed, gesturing vaguely at Saddam. And yes, that's my darling. He insists on wearing it. Says it keeps things spicy. I say it just makes the eternal suffering more humid. He ran a clawed hand through his non-existent hair. Now look, I'm busy. I got a quarterly report due to the higher-ups, and frankly, my head hurts. How do you even get here? You don't look like you've done anything truly horrendous, just opportunistic. I was trying to pee in the truck stop bathroom, Lizzo blurted. Toilet bowl started glowing, and I think it was a portal. Both the devil and Saddam blinked. A toilet bowl, Saddam giggled, surprisingly high-pitched sound. Kinky! Did you bring any snacks? Shut up, Saddam. The devil rubbed his temples. A toilet bowl. Ugh, not again. That's probably Beelzebub's shoddy plumbing. Always bypassing the proper soul acquisition channels. Look, I can't have random mortals just poop popping in. It messes up the paperwork. Saddam, get her a Form 666B. Non-consensual portal ingress. Saddam, still eyeing Lizzo with an unnerving interest, shuffled off on his knees to the desk piled high with scrolls and burning quills. Lizzo watched him go. Then she turned back to the devil. So, I can just leave? No fiery pits? No gnashing of teeth? Unless you want to fill out these in triplicate, then yes, the devil said, waving a dismissive hand. Though I highly advise against engaging with Saddam. He's persistent and has surprisingly good breath for an ex-dictator. Just as Saddam retained, thrusting a scorching hot scroll and burning quill at Lizzo, a new sound ripped through the infernal palace, a deep guttural roar, followed by an unmistakable sound of a diesel engine. The obsidian walls vibrated. What in the name is that What in the name of all unholy is that? The devil exclaimed, standing up, his eyes flaring. Suddenly, a section of the wall exploded inward, sending shards of obsidian flying. Standing in the gaping hole, silhouetted against the lurid red sky of hell, was a figure of pure, unadulterated American trucker might. It was Earl the trucker. His denim jacket was oil-stained, his beard rivaled a grizzly bear's, and his battered trucker hat was firmly perched on his head. He had a massive smoking wrench in his hand, and his other was planted firmly on his hip. Lizzo, you here, darling? Earl's voice boomed, cutting through the sulfurous air like a hot knife through butter. Heard a mighty strange bang in the ladies' room. Figured you might have dropped the soap or something. But then the whole damn stall went red and disappeared. He squinted at the devil and Saddam. Well now, this ain't the big rig stop and go, is it? The devil looked ultimately fluxed. Who are you and how did you drive in? Earl spat a steam of tobacco juice onto the polished obsidian floor, which hissed as it dissolved. Name's Earl the Trucker. And when one of my regulars goes missing, I follow the damn trail. Ain't no force of nature, man or demon, gonna stop Earl from delivering what's needed. Even if it's a lot lizard caught up in some whatever the hell this is, he gestured with a wrench at Saddam. And what in tarnation is that little fella up to? And what's his deal? Saddam, momentarily forgotten, took a cautious step forward, his eyes wide at Earl's sheer, unadulterated human grit. He's magnificent, the power, the raw musculature. Oh, for fudge's sake, Saddam. Now he's going to try and get on your lap, the devil groaned, throwing his hands up. This is why I can't have nice things or quiet damnation. Lizzo, you coming or what? Earl rumbled, extending a massive calloused hand. Got a fresh pot of coffee brewing in the rig, and it's not going to wait an eternity. Lizzo did not hesitate. She scrambled over to the valet carpet, ignoring Saddam's passive whines and the devil's increasingly flustered muttering. She grabbed Earl's hand, feeling that solid, familiar warmth of a regular good old boy. Thanks, Earl, she breathed as he effortlessly pulled her back through the jagged hole in reality. Last thing Lizzo heard from hell before the portal snapped shut behind them was the devil's voice. Saddam, get off him. He's trying to leave. I swear you're worse than 1,000 damn souls combined. And then, faintly, Saddam's high-pitched giggle. Hee. Lizzo found herself back in the familiar grimy ladies' room of the big rig stop and go. Clutching her crumpled $10 bill, the stall was intact, if a little smoky. Earl still holding that wrench, looking at her. You all right, darling? You look like you seen a ghost or something. You know something worse. Lizzo blinked, then slowly pulled up her pants. Earl, she said, a new profound appreciation in her voice. You have no idea, but next time, if you need a hand with a flat tire or something, you just holler. Consider it a rescue bonus. Earl just grunted, turning his head to his rig. Just glad to help, he said over his shoulder. Though, I gotta say, that little fella in the leather was mighty something else. Good thing I had my industrial strength wrench on me. Never know when you'll need to punch a hole in hell. Lizzo just smiled, shook her head, and finally gratefully peed. The toilet water was glorious, wonderful, and regular old murky brown. Wiley, 59th, there you are. How are you, 59th and Wiley? I do believe that, Reed. I've thought about that, and I've done an upload about the short-faced bear possibly being a dogman or a werewolf, because werewolves have human-like legs, which the short-faced bear does. It also has no tail. Motorboat, thank you. You like this, 59th? Sean Atwood. I'm glad that you're here with us. Yes, it's an alien holding Bigfoot's hand. Sean Atwood, once again, I said it before, but a lot of you weren't here. I look up to him. He's inspirational to me. He's an amazing interviewer, true crime podcaster, just a really nice guy. He's a good friend of mine. Just had a baby a year and a half ago named Ziggy. Just a great soul and has an amazing life and an amazing story. YouTuber. I interviewed him on my channel, not because he saw anything paranormal, but because I he's an inspiration to me. And he interviewed me on his channel in regards to these strange animal attacks. And we, no, you don't, Jane. I'm nothing special. Nothing special. I'm just Jeff. Lucas Williams, how are you, buddy? Wally! What's up, Jay Cortez? I always, anytime a subscriber sends me a shirt, I wear it. Cheetah. I did an experience about a cheetah just recently, JC. I'm glad you didn't die. Holy cow. Good night, 3Cat Mom. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm so glad that you're dealing with it in a great way. And I wish you nothing but the best. I know, Rosie. I was just, yeah, you're absolutely right, 59. Dang it. Sumner, I knew it. You drive that fucking van and you always got a Bigfoot under your bed. I'm doing good, Tina Marie. How are you? How are you? Hopefully he doesn't sell chicory, Andy Davis. I hope he doesn't sell no chicory. I've never ever had rocks thrown at me. No. Do cryptids stranger than Dogman exist? That's crazy that you say that because I just did an upload talking about that yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't even think Dogman are strange. Dogman are like Bigfoot. There are a lot worse creatures out there, like 10 times worse. Dogman is Dogman. Like, it's interesting, but to me, it's not as interesting as it's been. You know what I mean? Like, it's I like Dogman experiences. I had one of my own. I hope I never see one again. But to me, portals and the things that come out of portals are far more terrifying than anything that lurks on this earth right now. That's just my own opinion. That is just my own opinion. I want to see something. I want to see if we had any growth during the live. We have. We are only 1,416 subscribers away from hitting the 100,000 mark. We may hit 100,000 in July, my friends. We may do it. Tyson, shut up. Yes, Frank, definitely. You hanging out with Tiffany now, Tyler? That's what Tiffany was saying. I was choking me chicken. Tigger is 5 rings. Tigger's hiding because it's thunder and lightning outside. Is Aramic still with us? Where is Aramic? Sounds like a moose. It does not sound like a fucking chicken, that's for sure. They have alien ones. They have alien ones that have long heads. Shut up, fucker. Tigger hates fireworks too. Tigger likes the chicken. He likes the chicken though, Rose. He likes the chicken quite a bit. I was playing with it with him. So doesn't Stormy and Apollo. They both like it. Where do I think crawlers come from? I think they were, my own view is they are either interdimensional, demonic, or they were created by the alien agenda that created deep underground bases and cities. I think they were, if you look at them, I think they resemble a gray alien with a reptilian alien and a human. I think they have all three of those genomes in them, and they were created as guard dogs almost. I'm not no salty. I was just saying, what's going on, DL? How are you? But I remember when I was talking to, my brain just shut off. Laura Eisenhower. And I said, hey, what do you think about crawlers? And I found it weird that she didn't know what they were. I don't mind Laura. I like Laura, actually. She's a very nice person. I know some people don't like her. I don't know why. I always thought she was a nice person. She was nothing but nice to me. But when I asked her, I said, I told her what these things were. And she said, I've never heard of them. And I think I believe they were created by the alien agenda to protect the deep underground bases and shit. Where is Pups? Bex, where are you? I didn't see her. God dang it. Does anyone believe? Maybe during dinosaur times. I think anything is possible, to be honest with you. I believe anything is possible. Oh, you're a pup. All right, Janie. Mindy Weeks, how are you? Times. Yeah, I think dino times. I don't know. I don't know if I've never really put too much to that. How do you actually not believe in dinosaurs? Bones have been found for. Yes, I believe in dinosaurs. I believe in evolution too. Yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ. So, is he Adobe, Janie? Are you just born a dick, Fauci ouchie? Because like last week you were kind of a dickhead, and this week you're being a dickhead. Are you just naturally a dick, or is this just like something that you get off on doing? Because usually the audience is not like this, and I see you doing it to me and other people. So if you're gonna do this, just leave. All right. I didn't know you were closed-minded. I'm not closed-minded. How is that being closed-minded? I just said I believe in dinosaurs, I believe in Jesus, and I believe in evolution. How is that being closed-minded? Were your mom and dad related? Are you missing 4 chromosomes? There's Pups. How are you? Yeah, and you're gonna fuck off right now, buddy. Goodbye. All right. While visiting Gingerbread Islands in the Bahamas, I went for a walk through the wooded area with friends. The path was narrow, winding road lined the sparse dead trees and dry brush. The setting is quiet, secluded, and unmistakable. The sun had begun to set, casting the landscape in a folding golden light, enough to clearly distinguish detail within 20 to 30 feet. The warning sensation. Approximately 30 seconds before the visual encounter, I experienced an overwhelming shift in perception, deep, primal dread and flight. My heart dropped into my stomach and I was overwhelmed by the warning. It was not a reaction to any visible stimulus. Even in bodily warning, subconscious but unmistakable, the strongest flight response I have ever felt, even compared to close range encounters with sharks free diving. Visual encounter. As rounding the bend on the trail, we came across a small clearing where, no more than 30 feet ahead, crouched in an undefinable creature I have never seen before and haven't seen since. No taller than 4 feet when crouched, completely hairless, uniformly smooth, pale white skin tight over its skeletal frame with no visible muscle definition. The body extremely thin and emaciated, vertebrae visibly protruding down its back, long limbs with loose, folding skin at the elbows and wrist, only bone beneath the skin. Hands, 4 elongated fingers, each tipped with sharp black nails. Face, no visible lips, 2 small slits above the mouth resembling nostrils. Eyes entirely black, numerous small, tiny teeth smeared with what looked to be blood. Eyes entirely black, void-like, without pupils or whites. It turned abruptly, but it locked eyes once. It turned and fled on all fours, not twos, disappearing into the forest. The movement resembled that of a human attempting to run on fours, unnatural, jarring, and coordinated. Aftermath. We sprinted back to the marina. I recounted the encounter to others who dismissed it as a dream or an overactive imagination. I was never overwhelmed by nightmares. I have not seen it again. I am knowledgeable about local nature and wildlife. I was very overwhelmed with what I saw. I have never come across a creature that matched the description or knowledge of what I had seen before. Reflection. The creature did not appear hostile. I felt intense dread and a subconscious drive to flee. But once I locked eyes with it, I sensed curiosity rather than aggression. It appeared to smile before it ran away. I did not feel haunted afterward. I did not feel watched, not in my home, but in an abstract way, as if something had taken notice of me. I did not have nightmares after, but often awoke tired and paranoid. I never again experienced the intense fear I felt in those 30 seconds before it revealed itself to me. Thank you. New York Kelly, how are you? TT Toe, how are you? I don't get mad. I don't get mad easy. I actually, when I was narrating that, I felt bad. But like last week, he was fucking obnoxious, and this week it was obnoxious. Like, how is being closed minded? If I believe in evolution and I believe in Jesus, I am not closed minded. That is like the two furthest things from fucking. I'm glad that you're here with us. Kelly Johnston, I'm glad that you're here. TT, I'm glad that you're here. I really do believe that. I really do believe read the 100% that that the short face bear is possibly what Okay, so Victor described the werewolf as being his exact terminology: very intelligent, much taller than a dogman, very similar in height to a Bigfoot, human-like legs, no tail, short muzzle. If you ever look at a short-faced bear, that is exactly what Victor describes as a werewolf. And to me, that would be, you know what I mean? Let's go over. Check. Upper Peninsula, ready for you. Edith, you missed two, but I got one more. Love you, buddy. See you when you get home. Sorry I had to text my daughter. I'm sorry you have a headache, Pops. Shalom, what's up, my friend? How are you? He was truly amazing. I miss Victor. He was a good friend of mine. Fireworks, dang, fireworks still. I stay up till like 4 a.m. I didn't ban free speech. One, it's my channel, and if people are being mean to other subscribers, I'm not gonna stand for it. There was no free speech. And if you don't like it, you can leave too. I just think people need to be treated with the respect that they treat everybody else with. Thank you, Janie. I have to go to work at 5. Holy shit, it's 2. It's 2 here. I just think we all have a good thing going on here. You know what I mean? And, I let it go. I let it go last week. I literally let it go last week. I actually texted Jane, block him. And then I texted her back and I said, don't. Like it's I don't like disrespect to you guys. If someone's going to be an asshole to you guys, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like, he was dicking around with other people last week and I was like, nah, that's all right, And so I just want people to treat people with the same respect that they want to get treated with. He was saying shit randomly, like snide comments, but the second the snideness came back, he's like, oh, I thought you were free-minded. Like, oh, so you can give it, but you can't take it. I don't give it unless you fucking keep doing it. And that's all I'm going to say. Well, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. I do feel bad. I do feel bad. Yes, I am, DL. Yes, I am. I feel bad, like I don't know. I can't have it, like it's not, I don't think like I'm some fucking dictator of this channel. It's just like, I want everybody to have fun on Saturday. Like if people are going to be dicks on here, I don't want it. Like you guys are fucking awesome. I see the same people every Saturday and you guys always have a good time. So I want to continue that. That's it. That's all that I say. Well, thank you, Rose. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Except when I burp. That's pretty fucking rude. That's pretty gross. I'm disgusting. Thank you, Gordon. You guys are awesome. You guys are like, you guys make my Saturday. You guys make my Saturday. I have a couple other encounters that I have a shitload of encounters that I This is it right here. This is creepy. When I was in my early 20s, me and my girlfriend were visiting her mom at a double wide out in the middle of nowhere, Michigan. The year was 2008. Her house was at the end of this long ass dirt road called Manor Road, which then curved to the right and became Green Drive. This road was really close to Saginaw Bay. There were houses all on the right side of the road, with old canals that had quite a bit of water at one point in the past. Anyway, my girl, my niece, and her boyfriend went to Taws to bar hop. The night felt negative. None of us were getting along. We were arguing and fighting all the way back to her mom's. My grandma had died recently, and I was fairly upset about that as well. When we got back to her mom's, everybody went in the house. I stayed in the car, which was parked in the road. I had my head on the steering wheel and I was crying. I was just in a bad place. It was twilight and it had begun to sprinkle rain. I looked up, and on my beautiful son Wyatt's life, there was a tall, blacker than the twilight around it shadow figure, roughly 7 feet, with little white pin dots for eyes, long arms with long fingers, staring a hole right through me from the goddamn roof of the double wide. The image is burned into my memory and will be there till the day I die, but not that MFer end of the story. Oh yeah, it gets crazier. So when I look up, we stare at each other for, I could not honestly say how long. Could have been 5 to 10 seconds. I see the porch light come on from the other side of this thing. The shadow of the front door swings past this thing, and it disappears when the door shadow swung on back. I bolted out of the car, up the ramp to the front door, and burst through the door. I see everybody drunkenly brawling and arguing with each other. I yell through excitedly labored breathing, "There's a fucking shadow," and then it happened. Whatever the hell was on the roof slammed down on the spot I saw it, standing so goddamn hard on that double wide shook. It was insane. Everyone stopped what they were doing and froze. They all looked at me and said, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you. Something is on the roof." Everyone remembers that night like it was yesterday. I'll never forget it. It's one of those things that changed how I look at the world. Don't believe me? Believe me. It makes no difference. My ex's mom has passed, and I am 45 years old now. The trailer is not there anymore, but the memory is. I thought, what would be like if that thing was the cause of the fight, was the cause of the aggression in that house? Like when the door swung open in the shadow, I thought it like bolted into the house. Thank you, Edith. Lurky, the chat is on the whole time. Johnny, where are you at? Like it, yes, Craigers, yes, exactly. I haven't. I haven't used some delirium. I got to bring them upstairs. I'll bring them upstairs for next week. Short face bear all day long. Minnesota. Huh. My cousin lives out there. She probably lost power too. Well, I don't know what part. Prompt heaven to earth. Mr. Poor, how are you? Do I have any haunted objects? I do. I have water. Okay, so here's something that I don't talk about often. It is 10. You're absolutely right. Land O'Lakes, yes. So when I went to the Conjuring house, there's a room where the crooked neck lady supposedly lives. And in that room is a well. Now, when this house was built, it was built in the late 1600s, right around the King Philip's War era. It's a little older than when the King Philip's War happened. So the house was there prior to. But when people built their homes back then, they would have their wells outside, right? And let's say my neighbor, Jane is my neighbor, and I wanted Jane's property. Well, I could go and I could poison her well water, and then her family and her would die, and I would get her house and her property. So who the owner and creator of the house or builder of the house put the well in the basement. So there is literally a hole probably 2 feet. No, I could fit in there. So about as wide as my shoulders. And it's like natural fresh water. So supposedly no one knows where the hauntings come from the real Conjuring house. No one knows. Could it be from the King Philip's War, which is the bloodiest war in American history per capita? Or some say it is the aquifer that is under the house. There's a lot of different reasons. Some people, there's a made-up story about a woman named Bathsheba, which they say was a witch, but it was never true. It's all fictitious. So this water, I took some water out of the house and kept it. And the night we got home, some really weird shit started happening to me and Isabel. So I immediately buried it in my next door neighbor's yard. Yeah, 59. I literally, yeah. Someone. No one poisoned that well. People could poison people's wells. No, my Dogman experience was probably it. Do you not like your neighbor? Not really. I don't know them, so I just, Kakalina, what's up? How are you? It's not like a neighbor. It's a business, so I put it in their yard. So it didn't really mess with anybody. It's there, buried. Yes, the show. Yes, the shofar. Can you? I did. I will in a little bit. I will play the shofar in 1 minute. or in a little bit. Who would win? You never told us who wins the fight. Xenomorph or Bigfoot? Xenomorph. Xenomorph is a fucking crazy person. Not crazy person. Xenomorph has acid. It smells like rotten eggs. Yeah, that's the sulfur. But it's okay. So the well at the Conjuring house, is different. It's there's 9 bodies buried on the property at the Conjuring house from the King Philip's War, and those bodies have been forget the name of the term when they shoot a laser or some sort of seismograph or whatever it's called into the ground and pull it up. So it's, I don't know, it's a really strange house. I would like to go there again sometime. Probably the coolest thing that I captured there was the crooked neck lady. And then when me and Isabel walked down the stairs, and a door slammed, and we ran back upstairs, and none of the doors were closed. So I'm not really sure. You never said who would win between Kodiak and Bigfoot. Bigfoot would. I think Bigfoot would win. They were crazy. They were ground penetrating radar. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Tina Marie, if you go to YouTube to the search thing, I can't put the link in this, but if you go into the search bar of the YouTube and type in Jeff Nadolny Conjuring House, it'll pop up for you. Did it? It smelled like rotten eggs and burnt hair there? No kidding. That's crazy. It smelled oddly. Who was the owner when you went there, for glory's sake? Was it Corey and his wife from Maine? Or was it the new people, the fucking real estate lady? Jersey, how are you? Definitely not man's best friend. No, definitely not. I'm glad that you're here with us tonight. I'm glad that you're here. Always a pleasure seeing you. Lurky, thanks for popping in and welcome to the channel. I appreciate you. Oh, dude, Chuck Norris. AG, if you've been here when Mr. Haunted's popped in, he used to work with the Warrens, and he's like, he was the camera guy. So in the real Conjuring movies, he was Jimmy. He was the Chinese guy. That's literally him. He's so cool too. He's just such a neat guy. I think Zozo is real, Reed. And I've shared why I think it's real before, because of my Dogman experience and my cousins and stuff. Nephilim is much bigger than a Bigfoot. Plus, it has high-strangeness powers. 100% any day. A Nephilim would it. Not even because of its size, just because of the demonic or energy that it can possess. And then you've got to factor in its size. Exactly. He'd pet him like he was a fucking kitty. Exactly. I'm located in Akron, Ohio, the United States, and this happened 2023. I can't exactly remember the exact day. I had just gotten home from work. I used to test gas stations and would work late into the night most times. I got home, it was around 2:45 to 3 a.m. and let my dogs out. And when I was standing there, I got an overwhelming sensation to peek around the corner of my house toward my neighbors. So I just barely peek around the side of the house and look into the backyard and saw something that truly freaked me out, like the worst thing I've ever experienced to date. Context: it was late into the night, in the dark night, maybe a crescent moon or possibly new. Either way, it was dark. So I stepped back out with my dogs to get stuff out of the work truck, and while they did their business, I set my stuff inside the side door of the house and walked back outside with them. After they finished up, I let them back inside, but before I could follow them, I got such an overwhelming feeling that I had to look around the corner of the house to my neighbors. Didn't know why, but felt compelled to do so. I just barely peeked my head around and saw this creature standing inside my neighbor's fenced backyard. It was standing at the back of the yard facing toward the woods behind the houses. So had its back towards my neighbor's house, and I was looking at it as a side profile. It stood maybe 6 to 7 feet tall, pale white skin, but was like a bright light color shining. Again, it was pitch black outside. I could see it perfectly, like I had shined a flashlight on it. It was very human-like, except that it had no clothes on and was muscular but smooth. Sorry if it's inappropriate, necessary description. I could see it from head to toe. It had no genitalia, just a smooth body, bright pale skin, and was just standing there staring into the woods. As I was staring at this, just in absolute disbelief and shock at what I was seeing, while still hiding behind my house, essentially, it snapped its head toward me and stared directly at me. I didn't get any thoughts in my head besides run. In a full panic, I ran into the house, slammed the door behind me, and locked it, just waiting for whatever this creature was to come and get me. I have never felt fear like it I did in that moment. I truly thought it was going to come and take me or kill me. I have never seen anything like it before since. So in summary, it was 6 to 7 feet tall, bright pale white skin, muscular but smooth body, completely naked with no genitalia seen. It stood staring into the woods inside a fenced-in backyard at the edge of the woodline. Didn't make any movements besides to snap its head toward me. Closest thing I could find online of what this creature would remind me of: Prometheus. But it's still not the same as that. Oh, the engineers. It looked like the engineers from Prometheus. Fuck that. Fuck that. Imagine seeing that. What's up, DW? How are you? There he is. There's Jimmy too. Two of my good friends, Jimmy and James. Both Jameses are here. That's interesting. How are you guys? Jimmy, I apologize for not calling you. My daughter was out by your neck of the woods and we had to deal with some shit that day after and stuff. So I will be prompt tomorrow on my way to my dad's house and call you. Thank you. Thank you. Sean Atwood. He has a channel. I would definitely do a live stream with James. I don't know. It would be very interesting to be very interesting. Even though he doesn't do cryptid much. Rolling the dice. I don't think he ever was. Actually, I know he wasn't. Actually, James, I got to call you too. That email, yes, I need the website stuff, so I will call you and Jimmy tomorrow. I know. I left both of my boys down. Clouds and floaters. Listen, if you emailed me and I didn't respond, that means I didn't get it. Monkey Poo, how are you? Delirium and good catch. Monkey Poo coffee is good. Didn't hear about your Dogman attack. Rolling the dice. Roll the losing dice. Hey, buddy. Come here. Hi. Oh, hi. Come here. Hi. Want to say hi to everybody? Tigger's in here. He's going to say hi to everybody. Here, buddy. Come here. Hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey. Hey, buddy. Want to say hi? Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. There he is. He popped in. I can't wait, Jimmy. I cannot wait. Dude, when my daughter was trapped down there, I'll explain it to you. It was scary. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is a little bitter, but it is smooth. He does keep getting bigger. Good boy. Good boy, huh? Yeah. Oh, good boy. He's a bubby, huh? No, I won't roll. I won't. He was born in my house. He's never known anybody but me. No, Jimmy, I had to actually. So what me and Jimmy are talking about is when definitely not fat Tyler. He's just big and hairy. My daughter went on her first adventure. They went. She's done with school. She did school 2 years early, or a year early, and they went down to Massachusetts to the New England Six Flags down there. We have a Six Flags up here. So they drove down and they stayed the night. The first night they went to West Haven, Connecticut, to the beach. And greatest thing, my daughter's standing in the ocean. She calls me, Daddy, there's a stingray swimming around me. I go, take a picture, bud. She takes a picture. I go, Belle, that's a fucking horseshoe crab. So the next night or the next day, they go back to the hotel. And then they get up in the morning, they check out of the hotel. They were going to go to Six Flags that day and then drive home. They get on their first or second ride, and my daughter's boyfriend had been wearing basketball shorts because it was really hot. It was like 100 degrees on the East Coast this weekend. And the key had fallen out of his pocket while he was on the Superman ride. So they won't let you, or they won't stop the ride for even 5 minutes to get the key. So I get a call at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon going, Daddy, we lost the key. I don't know what to do. We're calling a locksmith. It's going to be like $20. And I'm like, it's not going to be $20, bud. They got to chip the key because it's a Subaru. They're going to have to chip it. They're going to have to cut it. It's going to be like $400. I had to find a locksmith that would go and meet them. Finally, I found a locksmith, Johnny Locks. If you are watching this show right now, Johnny Locks out of West Haven, Connecticut, one of the greatest, just really personable, rescued my daughter and her boyfriend, and just really good, honest people. So obviously Satan would be more powerful than Zozo. Zozo's a demon under Satan. But yeah, probably, I would say. Jimmy, what do you think? Satan or Zozo? If anyone would know, it'd be Jimmy. He's never gonna lose the key again. Like he was on the ride. He said I had it tucked under. What was cute? Oh, the question. Who is more powerful, Satan or Zozo? I say Satan, obviously. What's your call? You're the expert. I mean, you worked with the Warrens. You knew Father Malachi Martin personally. I did make a video about Mel's Hole. Yes, yeah. I'd say so, yeah. Yeah, so learning experience, right? Learning experience. Lot lizard time. Last lot lizard story of the night, guys. I'll tell you the story right after. I'll tell you the story right after this. Malachi did call him Old Scratch. You're right, 100%. Yeah. I got to have you back on, Jimmy. I got to have you back on. Mr. Haunted, what a guest. What a friend, too. Just a fucking nice guy in general. A real star. I will. I'm a good boy. All right. This is the last experience of the thing. The neon sign for the Rusty Wrench truck stop flickered erratically, casting a lurid pink and green shadow across the desolate patch of asphalt Lizzo called her office. It was a slow night, even for a Tuesday. Lizzo, a woman who wore her name and her profession with equal unapologetic swagger, was perched on the hood of a semi, polishing her already gleaming acrylics with a practiced hand. Seriously, this place is deader than a disco, grumbled Brenda, her voice raspy from years of cheap cigarettes and even cheaper coffee. She was bundled in a stained work jacket, nursing a lukewarm paper cup near the diner's back door. Even the roaches are bored. Sparkle, younger and far more excitable, shivered. Don't say that, Brenda. You'll jinx us. Besides, it's creepy out here tonight. I keep hearing little thumps. Lizzo snorted. Little thumps? Honey, that's probably just a squirrel having a crisis, or some trucker's bladder giving out. But Sparkle wasn't convinced. No, it's different, like really angry little thumps, and sort of high-pitched squeal like a dog whose tail got stepped on by a very small, angry person. Brenda rolled her eyes. There's no such thing, Sparkle. You're watching too many alien documentaries on late-night cable. The night deepened, bringing with it a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature. Then came the first incident. A stack of empty oil cans beside the dumpster toppled with an unceremoniously clang. Lizzo, Brenda, and Sparkle exchanged glances. Too small to be a raccoon, too deliberate to be the wind. Just a rat, probably, Lizzo declared, though a tiny prickle of unease snaked her spine. Rats don't usually knock over industrial-sized cans. Minutes later, a high-pitched, furious little screech echoed from behind the diner. It sounded less like an animal and more like a human toddler throwing a tantrum, amplified, distorted. Okay, that wasn't a rat, Brenda conceded, pulling her jacket tighter. Sprinkle let out a little gasp. It's him, I told you, it's a tiny terror. They decided to investigate. Armed with a rusty crowbar, Lizzo, a half-eaten hot dog, Brenda, for distraction, and a can of hairspray, Sparkle, for dispense. They crept around the corner of the rusty wrench. The air was thick with the scent of diesel and cheap fry grease. There, by the overflowing dumpster, was a sight that defied logic and good taste. It wasn't a monstrous Bigfoot. It was a miniature one, 4 feet, 9 inches of pure, unadulterated fury, covered in matted dark fur. What struck them most, however, weren't its beady, enraged eyes or surprisingly broad shoulders on such a little frame. It was its feet, 6.5 inches long, barely bigger than Sparkle's hand, leaving ridiculously tiny imprints in the grime. He was furiously trying to pry open a lid on a discarded bucket, letting out a series of frustrated, high-pitched growls that sounded like a cat choking on a fur ball. Holy, is that Bigfoot's angry hobbit cousin? Lizzo whispered, unable to keep the laughter from bubbling up. The creature's head snapped, its tiny, intense eyes locked onto them. It let out a truly ear-splitting, enraged shriek, the kind that promised violence, even from a pint-sized package. It stomped its little feet, making a surprisingly loud thump, thump, thump on the asphalt, each step slow and deliberate, as if its short legs were even shorter temper, made rapid movement impossible. Oh my God, it runs like a turtle. No, oh my God, it runs with turtles, Sparkle shrieked, recognizing the local, if rarely seen legend. He's always angry because he's so small and so slow. Runs with turtles indeed. His rage is palpable, a tiny pulsating aura of fury. He charged a comical lumbering sprint that was more of a determined waddle. His tiny fists were balled, his small sharp teeth bared. He was aiming for Brenda's hot dog. Brenda, retracting purely on instinct, flung the hot dog at him. It bounced off his furry little forehead. Runs with turtle skipped to halt, momentarily stunned, before letting out a guttural, wounded sound of pure indignation. He looked at the hot dog, then back at Brenda, as if she had committed the ultimate crime. He's really mad about that hot dog, Lizzo observed calmly, then raised the crowbar. Back off, you angry garden gnome. This isn't a self-serve buffet for cryptids. Runs with turtles didn't back off. He let out another shriek and lunged at Lizzo, his tiny, furious hands reaching for her. Lizzo, quick as a viper, sidestepped as Runs with Turtles stumbled past her. She struck out her foot. It caught him square in his surprisingly small posterior. With a yelp of outrage that sounded like a miniature air horn, Runs with Turtles tripped, tumbled over his own little legs. He landed in a heap next to a puddle of rusty water, his small feet flailing comically. He scrambled backwards, pushing himself up, his eyes wide in a combination of shock and absolute fury. He was no longer just angry. He was personally offended. He let out an ear-splitting scream of pure indignation, then turned and scampered off into the darkness, his short, slow strides disappearing amongst the parked rigs. The three women stood there, hearts hammered, but a slow, disbelieving laughter began to bubble up. Well, Brenda finally managed wiping a tear from her eyes. That's a story I'd never thought I'd tell. Sparkle was still trembling, but a shaky smile was forming. He was so mad and his feet were so little. Lizzo leaned against the wall, crowbar in hand. You know, she said, looking out into the darkness. For a second there, I thought we were actually going to have a Bigfoot problem. Turns out, it was just really, really short-tempered gremlin with tiny feet in an entitled complex. She paused and winked. Still got to charge extra for cryptid encounter hazard pay, you know. Rusty Wrench might have been quiet, but it was never truly dull. And somewhere in the dark, a very angry, very short, very slow cryptid was probably plotting his revenge, one tiny deliberate step at a time. Runs with turtle. I had to come up with like the opposite of Bigfoot. And his Native American name was Runs with Turtles because he was so goddamn small. It's an American jewel, so it's 5%. Just the basic regular 5% jewel. Jimmy, have a good night at work tonight, buddy. And once again, I really am sorry. I actually remembered this morning when I woke up getting ready for today. I was like, shit. I'm glad you liked that one, Tina. I think the African male would definitely win against a grizzly bear. I don't smoke cigarettes, so I quit smoking. And Juul was the only thing that could get me to quit smoking. So I don't do it because I'm cool. I just do it because I'm addicted to it. Just tobacco. I hope that Juul comes back with mango sometime, but tobacco for now. I really loved their mango. Night sniff it out. Robin. I tried to do it. I tried to have a funny one, you know, like a really, really funny. When I was writing, I mean, it wasn't as good as the chicken. It was not as good as that one. But I wanted it to be like Bigfoot's inferior fucking cousin, and he had to have a cool Native American name just because he was so small, and even Native Americans would pick on him and his family for being like a little dickhead. Sharing stones are definitely portals, definitely, and you don't want to. No, it's nicotine. It's nicotine. I didn't hear that, Johnny. Nice, Sonia. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Lucas, have a good night. This happened in Pike County, Idaho, or Indiana. Fair warning. I'm not sure if this is Bigfoot related or not exactly. I am more so investigating. Also, I don't usually share anything that ever happened to me. Late one night, approximately 2009, on a rural road just outside of Pike County, Indiana, I saw something that doesn't match anything I had ever heard of. I wasn't alone. My cousins were with me, and they saw it as well. It was a figure walking upright on two legs, no doubt about that. It wasn't huge, probably around my height, maybe a little shorter. but very skinny and completely pitch black. Oh, I'm 6 foot. Almost like it absorbed the light around it. But the part that stuck with me the most was its eyes. They were a glowing bright blue, not reflecting like an animal's eyes in the headlights. These looked like they had their own light source, full on icy blue. It didn't growl or make any sounds. It didn't seem scared or aggressive. It just looked at us like it acknowledged us, then walked across the road into the woods like we weren't even there. We were all frozen for a second, and then I just said, "Did you guys see that?" And they both said, "Yeah," and we left. I'm not claiming anything supernatural. I've lived in Pike County a long time, and I've never seen anything like it. Not a bear, not a bobcat, nothing local could explain. And honestly, I've never heard anyone talk about bright blue eyes on something like this. Anyway, thanks. I've heard of one Dogman encounter that had blue eyes. One, that's it. Samara. All right, last two encounters. I was camping in Mississippi with a friend we'll just call Jack. We both only had a handful of times, so I can say we are not the best campers. It was about 11:30 p.m. and we were in our tent, ready to go to sleep, when I heard a rustling. We obviously didn't think much of it because we were in the woods with animals. Not too long goes by and we hear more of that rustling sound and a blood-curdling scream. Jack was positive that it was a bobcat. Again, we were not that worried, but I will admit I was a little afraid. We both fell asleep, but we were awoken by the sound of scratching and another scream, this time much closer. The scratching went on for at least 10 minutes. It seemed like it was getting closer. We were both much more scared than before. Jack wanted to see what it was, and sometimes he acts on impulse. Before I could stop him, he quietly unzipped the tent just enough to where you could see out. He covered his mouth and moved away for me to see. It was a very dark, but what I saw was a creature at least 8 feet in height. Pale, very wrinkly skin, balloon-shaped head, and eyes that were so black they looked like holes. It had claws that ran down the trees, causing it that scratching sound. Its mouth was very thin and long. It never came closer than about 10 feet to us. It was just walking and scratching until it made one last scream and turned toward the trees. We left first thing in the morning. It was one of the most scariest events that I had ever experienced, and I will never go camping again. Aramic, if you're still here, this one goes out to you, Aramic. And if you're not, I hope you catch it, and I love you, brother. I'm from Laredo, Texas, and had a sighting that remained fresh in my mind for more than 20 years. I was 17 years old and had just joined a band as the lead singer and rhythm guitarist. We were practicing outside when we all automatically stopped playing and gazed in disbelief at a creature floating or slowly gliding about 20 feet from the ground and about 20 feet away from us. It can only be described as a baby with small head and red eyes. It didn't have any feathers, just skin under its wings. It turned and looked down at us as slowly gliding by. Aside from me, there were 3 other people, one of which passed away a few years later. I've looked everywhere for years trying to identify this creature, but I have never heard or seen anything closely that resembles it. The closest that I have found was the Mothman. I think this creature could have been a juvenile of some sort. At that time, there were a lot of attention being brought via a magazine called the Inquirer Bat Boy, but I never believed in that magazine. I always thought it was a fraud. Thinking about it now, maybe it was rooted in something we saw. Anyway, I'm not sure. Thank you, and God bless. So maybe it was Bat Boy. Remember Bat Boy from the late 80s, early 90s? Bat Boy. Here's the last experience. Bat Boy was awesome. Wilburn! Wilburn! Bat Boy was, if you look it up, if you look up Bat Boy King, it's hilarious. Yeah, once you see the picture of Bat Boy, you will fucking laugh. Wilburn, I'm glad that you're here with us, buddy. Wilburn! This sighting happened 20 years ago. I was driving down 65 in 2008. I was driving from Atlanta to Pensacola. After a long flight, I got to Atlanta at around 10 p.m. I had a friend who said I could stay with them for the night, but I wasn't feeling well, so I decided to drive back that night. At around 3 a.m., I was between Montgomery and Pensacola, near Fullerton, but just north of there. I'm on 65 driving south when I saw what I thought was a bear. It was standing over a dead deer carcass. It was pulling its leg off, and that's when I realized that's not a bear. It stood up and looked at me. Bears cannot do what this thing was doing. It was twisting the leg off with its hands. Yes, opposable thumb. Its eyes, that was really what made me understand. It had eyes that just looked at me. Its face was wolf-like. It turned its upper body toward me, at the waist of which bears do not. And I know it was a he, and I know it was not a bear, because I did see genitals. I had to slow down 20 miles an hour. I was on the freeway, but at the time of night, there is never anyone on that road in the area. I just saw this thing rip its leg off the deer, and then he saw me stop. It took a few steps and jumped into the pasture. All right. With that, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Sasquatch Slayer, how are you? Gorilla Knot, how are you? Gringo, email me, brother. I want to get you on here. I want to have you do an interview with me. I know it's going to be good. You are good, Sasquatch. You are good. It's been a good live, almost 3 hours. I'm exhausted. I mean, when you get a chance, all right, Gringo, because I think it'll be a good interview, and I think people want to hear what you got to say. I know I do. I want to hear your experiences. Thank you, Tyler. Guys, I had a blast tonight. Thank you. I'm sorry I was a dick to somebody. I didn't mean to be. I don't know. I can't have disrespect to you guys. You guys are my family, and I love y'all. So I had fun. I hope you guys had fun, and I'm sorry about that. So with that, thank you once again. Thank you for all your support, and we're almost there. We're almost there. We need, what do we need? We need, let me see. We need 1,412 subscribers. That's all we need. So if you have 3 friends that are not subscribed, get them, make them subscribe. Punch them in your back. Do something. Punch them right in their fucking back. Be like, subscribe. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you next Saturday.